And now I need, am I recording this? I am, right? Can anyone see if the recording thing is on? Okay, thank you. um, okay, now imagine that attractive clients and money is the same as baking a pie or learning a craft. So the first pie is fine, but then you add some organic lemon and then the taste really improves. So now you take a picture and you share it on social media and people love it and then they go like, save some for me. I love this. So now you feel encouraged to experiment and you add ingredients and toppings and you make it more beautiful. And now at a certain moment, you have mastered all the ingredients. And once you know how to deal with all the ingredients, it's time for the process. Which means that the basics of the wonderfully weird promote and sell process are your ingredients. Your ingredients is everything that you need in order to get your stuff, your magic out there into the world. So that is your branding, your personal style, and if I'm not clear about personal style, ask me later because personal style is actually more important than branding. Then there are the stories, your words, your images, your audience, then your re-inspire list, and that is the your list that you've got whenever you're without ideas. And your marketing pie. And your marketing pie is your list of best possible platforms where you communicate. And then, of course, your sisterhood. So that's your group of business besties. Now, instead of waiting for the perfect brand colors, you just dive in at the deep end of the pool because this is like baking a pie and improving it all the time. Doing this prevents perfectionism and it's the best way to measure what works step by step. So, fully creating all your ingredients can take up to 6 months and it can also take up over 1 year. And that's completely okay. And I'm going to give you all the ingredients because it's like all these little thingies. Then, your marketing actions, directions, and manifesting. That is the desire and purpose. Instead of saying, I want, no, instead of saying, oh, I need more money, I need to do something, I need to sell something, you focus on desire. So you go back to your belly, actually, and you think about how much money do I desire to make in the month to come. So not now, but in the month to come. So let's say it's you just want an extra 1,500. So then that amount is driving your marketing and determines your marketing actions. Can you? So this is it. It's like it's a different way of taking actions. So by always focusing on desire and purpose, you get a certain direction. It also helps you to overcome the fear um, of I've never have enough. So each month you follow desire so that you can manifest it in the next month or the next month to come. And once all your marketing actions are based on your desire, instead of on, I need to make money, um, the doors to abundance are always open because you're in a different mindset. Now, it's time to focus, gather, and get your to do list. And like a real to-do list. Um, that is where you connect. So based on the desire and I'm going to show you everything, but is you decide on all your different marketing actions for the next month in one session. For instance, you might want to create one blog post and then 3 emails and 15 Instagram posts to bring awareness to your new program. And every month you learn by just sending your stuff into the world in an unpolished way at first and then getting better and better. You get to learn more and more your audience. Like, what do they like? What do they see? What do they read? What do they watch? What do they want to hear? What emails do they open? And what emails don't they open? So, um, depending on your audience and your marketing, you list all the items you need to create for the month to come. So one of the reasons, for instance, I actually always want to post beautiful um, text heavy posts because I love to write. But every time I do that, I get way fewer likes and comments. And so I know by now, even though I still want to do the text stuff, not the tech, but the text stuff, the copy stuff, that just unpolished photos of me and then a text that is written from the heart is the thing that always works the best. But you can only find out once you start experimenting. It's the only way to find out. Until that time, it all happens in here instead of out there. Okay? So then you become the puppet master of your promotion. So what often happens is that we want to sell something and then we just go into a post frenzy, and it's when this feast or famine thing is happening. It's like, oh, I need to sell something, so you just keep posting and doing and whatever. But if you become like the puppet master, you focus one session on writing the synopsis. So you're going to collect all your text, all your images, your videos, your podcasts, and you put it all in one place, because then you keep the clarity and the overview. So you make everything as simple as possible. And so this avoids, so I know that what I tend to do is, oh, I have an idea, and then I start writing, and then I keep writing for an entire day because I'm completely in flow. Now, even though that's really nice, it means that I could possibly miss out on all the other parts of the marketing that I want to bring into the world. So if you write synopsis, meaning um, text about um, the beauty of walking outside bare feet, on bare feet, and then so imagine you want to sell a course on having really healthy feet, and so then you need to know who it's for, what the pain is of those people, what their awareness is. Um, are they always having pain in their lower back and they have no idea where that comes from? So you're going to address. So if you want to sell something, you need to address all these different elements. It's if you know that your people are already on the lookout for something about walking without shoes outside, then it's easier to sell to them. But if you need to explain to them that the fact that their lower back hurts all the time might be because they are always wearing high heels or they're always doing so or so. So your post, you set your post up in such a way that you address all these small items. And then you bring awareness so that at the end of the line, people are ready to say, "Ooh, this helps. Can I work with you?" So that is in short how it works. Once that is all set up, you're going to release it, which actually means that you just put it in a scheduler or you do it manually or whatever, but in such a way that you can stop thinking about it every day because it's out there. And sometimes it's just click of a button, and sometimes it means that there is a note in your calendar that says um, uh, share this on YouTube or whatever. But as much as possible, you do everything at the end of the last month. So in the real you, we do it last Thursday of the month, 4 hours together, setting everything up. If you're doing it by yourself, then make sure you have a dedicated day. It's in your calendar and you're not changing it as much as possible. And even if you can't manage to get everything done in that time, that's okay because it's a gradual path. Now, let's see what is in the ingredients. It's it's so much. So don't get overwhelmed, okay? Take a deep breath in. This it's okay. It can take a really, really long time. But to save you the problems, there are actually two things that are the most important. And that is this, your personal style and your audience. If you know these two, you're already very much in business. Now, your personal style, that's you. And like Maya Angelou said, people will forget what you said or what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel. And it is, it sounds so super duper simple. And but reality is that it's really difficult because it actually means that you're going to show parts of yourself that you might not always be comfortable showing. It doesn't mean that you need to unburden yourself and share everything, but you share the parts that these people, your audience, that they get it. That means that so your personal style is your zone of genius. It's like what is comes so easy to you that you just can't imagine it's difficult for other people. And you, if you go to the wonderfully weird quiz, um, there are elements of your zone of genius. So some people will always get the wonder brain, and some people will almost always get um, the focus queen. So the people who always get focus queen are really good at strategy. It's like they are born to rule and to run businesses. It's in their DNA. But the wonder brains, they need it because that's their deepest desire. They need to know, they need to learn, they need to get it needs to be in their brain. That is their magic. So that is the magic. And then the obstacle is that because it's so easy, um, it's so easy that you think it's normal, but it's never normal, never ever. And by the way, just to be clear, you have different zone of genius. It could also be that you've traveled the world, but that you sort of forgot to tell about it because it was so normal for you. So that's a unique experience that you've got. Or that you're a real expert. I know there are some people here who are like next level experts at some um, at some things, but seldom show it because it's so normal to them. But it's never normal. Nothing is normal. And then there is your no more normal difference list. So what you can do, this is fun actually. Everything is fun, but this is something that you can do immediately. It's your I'm not like this person kind of list. So imagine that you are a business coach and you help people go to 100K or whatever. Then everything, and then there are like the 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 big guys and girls who make like millions and billions of dollars teaching basically the same but in a completely different way. Now you make a list, preferably with images and quotes and stuff, about how they show up in the world and how you are showing up in the world. And the larger the difference is, the clearer it is for your audience that you are the one for them and not the other people. Okay. Um, then there is your personal style template, which I will show you later. Then the wonderfully weird archetypes. Then you create an image bank, which is um, all your personal style photos, and then you need to get a list to all those images because the faster you get everything, the easier. Now, your audience has an image bank as well. And I'll show you some examples of that later. So, because what you need to do if you show images of people is that you um, show a representation of the kind of people you want to work with. If you want hippies, but you always show people in suits, then the hippie people will be very confused. So, because they go like, oh, well, I don't see myself. So, when you are out there sharing your magic, is it's like you hold up a mirror because ultimately it is about you, but ultimately it's very much about them. They need to see themselves reflected in everything that you put out into the world. Because every time they can see themselves, it's you add value to it. It's like you bring energy to the connection and love. And you basically show, hey, I see you. You are not alone. If this is your issue, you are not alone, which is completely different from buy something for me just because I make you afraid. Um, so what you need, the more you know about your clients, the better. So then there is the awareness. Are they aware of the fact that they have a problem, a desire, or a lack? Or do they have is there no idea yet? And how can you influence that? What kind of stories and videos and podcasts or whatever can you make so that they do become aware? And then you add your testimonials, no matter how small they are, and then your the archetype of your audience. And so if you go to oh, they're not in here, but if you um the brand archetypes, so there are 12 brand archetypes. Those are different than the wonderfully weird archetypes because these are um and they give you information about what your clients like or what they don't like, what they um, um, how they feel about money, how they feel about buying, and so it's like having insight in all the tiny things that people need and want. And this is how you can influence people, but in a non-scary way. Um, to go through everything really fast, so then for the branding, it's of course the colors and your purpose and your value and your branding archetypes, and then you're finding your edge. I'll show that too, so that you never become boring. And then it's all your social media templates, and then how to be relatable, recognizable, and rememberable. Relatable is when you bring out stuff into the world, text, whatever, um, that is relatable to the people you want to work with. For instance, um, um, if you want to work with people who sell items on the market, but um, that is really challenging for them because um, they're overwhelmed with the whole selling thing on market. Then you need to show that what you have on offer is relatable for them. And so what makes it relatable is basically you sharing stories about being completely overwhelmed during selling at a market. And so instead of showing up as this, I'm being completely perfect, and I sell $1 million at my market every day, you tell it has been, I get you, I see you. Okay? Then recognizable is basically, well, it's just what it is. It's you want to stop people from scrolling. It's what you want is that they immediately go like, oh, this or that person. And rememberable is that you want to be out there and market so often that people remember you. And there are a whole bunch of reasons why you want people to remember you, because they might not need you now, but they might need you in a year from now. They might not be the ones who need you, but their friend is someone they need you. So it's very important. Then the stories and words, it's like all the texts that you have written. For instance, if you have a gazillion really great posts on Facebook, get them out there. Get them on a sheet and repurpose them. If you have a whole bunch of videos that are all over the place, get them on the list. If there are podcasts or and everywhere, it's get everything on a list, because I happen to know that it's really easy if all the things, all your ingredients are everywhere. Now, then, of course, all your offers, then your sisterhood. So if you want designated business besties who work with you, and you're being wind beneath their wings and vice versa, then tip one is to be very specific. To be very specific about what you expect, what you're looking for, what you expect from the other person. And if you want a sisterhood like that, then I got one for you. Then your marketing pie are all the platforms and spaces that you focus on where your clients are. So there is your space, that is all the things that you own. So that is your website, it's your email. You pay for it, it's yours. It's not like Mark or whoever can decide, you know what, let's just change everything. So it's steady, it's yours. They cannot touch it. Then there is social media. It changes all the time. Then there is the SEO, like blogging, podcasting, video, which very often is the first thing that comes up when people Google you or Google the problem that they're having and that you have the solution to. Then there is advertising. And then there is real life, like the groups, business meetings, networking, masterminds, etc. And then there is your re-inspire list. It's everything. So I sometimes am like, I'm blank. It's like I have nothing to say. I have no words. I don't know. So then it's important that you have your list of inspirational quotes, books, arts, happy memories, tutorials that you have somewhere, all the little things that you can send out into the world at the days or weeks or maybe even a month that you just don't feel like it. But then you're still out there in the world. Now, tip one, it can take up to 3 to 6 months and longer until you have all your things ready. It's okay, just really go slow. Then the most important elements are your personal style and your clients. The more you understand what your clients need, crave, or desire, the easier everything will become, which is why you need to send out stuff so that you can see how people react to it. And then it's persistency. Do it again and again and again and again and again. Because there's no perfection. It's like baking this pie. It's a lot, right? Are you still okay? Okay, now we go to desire. So when you go to the desire, so this is the whole path, right? Ingredients, desire, connect, create, share. You are asking yourself the following questions. What is the desire money that I want for next week or next month? So let's say you want 1,500. Then what is the goal? I want to sell this or that. So what is the price? And you ask yourself, is it new? Is it old? Am I repurposing something? Then, what brand elements do you need? I'll give you examples. So it's like you ask yourself all these little questions, and it's all based in what do I desire? Examples are coming. Then, your connect and get your content to-do list. This is where you check your marketing pie. I'll show you the marketing pie because you only want to be where your clients are. If all your clients are on LinkedIn and you're just frolicking around on TikTok, then go away, go to LinkedIn. Unless you absolutely hate LinkedIn, then see what is out of alignment there. Because you want to know if people read or listen or that they want to videos. So this is something that you need to ask again and again and again. What type of context comes easy to you? I all the time set up this huge list of I'm going to shoot 10 videos each week. I never do it. It's in my calendar each week or each month, and then I go like, why? What made me promise that? I don't even like doing it. And so then the reason it's hard for me is that it's easy for me to talk to you, but when I need to talk to people I don't know, I go into, oh, this is scary. So it's important that you know this. It's important that you do as much as possible the things that you love doing. So this content to-do list is your epic to-do list, but you need to break it up in small parts. So you cannot have on your list set up podcast and then the next one is finish website. because step up, create, set up podcast is, um, think about name first. Think about amount of podcast I want to release each month. Find someone to help me. Um, Create the first image. Find a microphone. So it's all these little steps. So if that this is where, and I'll show you how you can do that, but this is how you keep yourself from going completely crazy, because the moment you do that, you drop out and you will stop doing it. And we don't want that. Where am I? 3. Oh, oh my God, I have so much more stuff to share. Then you go for the synopsis, where I'm going a little bit faster now. So instead of getting everything ready, you just write down your prompts and the essence of what you want to share. So if it's 10 posts about why walking without shoes is a great idea, then it's like post 1, um, share a picture of my feet before I walked bare feet and after. Next one, share what it feels like to walk in the grass and feeling how strong your feet are. 3. So you see, so instead of finishing everything, you just give the gist. It's like the essence. And the reason why you do that is that you get an overview of for the entire month. And so that it becomes more like nicely even out. So then you create all your Canva posts and you go for repurposing as much as possible. Do not make the mistake to think that you need to create new stuff for everything all the time, because people already forgotten it. I sometimes share the same photo for like 20 times, and every time someone else sees the picture in a different way. Okay? So this is why the ingredients list is important, because once that is set up, it's easy to get stuff out and send it out into the world. Then the sharing, it's basically get it out there. Use a scheduler or whatever works for you the best. That again is really trial and error. Okay, now I'm showing you what it could look like, but just so you know, this is stuff that I created for myself. So if you go like, oh my God, this is so much, it's your process will look completely different because it's a representation of you. So what you are seeing is a representation of me. So if you're doing this by yourself, just start with whatever you got. So if you love Canva, work with Canva. If there's a different tool that works really well for you, use a different tool. The only thing is that you start with it. So if you join the real you, then you get all the Canva tools and the templates and Google Sheets and the whole promote stuff. But and so you can do this by yourself. So this is your brand, this part. And I got just the most that could look like this. So your brand colors, an example of your personal style, then your fonts, then your North Star and your value. So if you create something like this for yourself, so this is a template that we use for with our clients. If you create something like this for yourself, you bring everything together. You really need to see it and then print it out and hang it somewhere so that you know that everything, because it will immediately make you more visible. So your North Star, your why, your purpose, your values. And the reason why that's important is that you want to be recognizable, rememberable, and relatable. If one of your values is um, only eating um, stuff with lots of chemicals, then you will miss a whole bunch of people who don't like to eat only the chemical stuff. And so that needs to be clear to the world. Then your um, pin like a mad woman edge template, which basically it's a little bit too much to explain, but what you want is to find your edge. It's what makes you what makes you weird, because that's what people will remember. Then you have all your um, social media templates. And the more you have in Canva or whatever you work, the easier it is to copy paste. It's like, oh, I already have this whole section about feeling great when walking bare feet. And just give it a different background, send it out, done for the rest of the month. Then your brand archetypes. With all the information that it gives you about what your clients desire, what they don't desire, um, their the way they like to they for instance, if you don't know anything about this, just to give you a very fast idea, if all your clients are nurturers are here to help people. That if you tell them, I'm going to help you make a gazillion euros or dollars or whatever, they go like, okay, well, whatever, but how can I help? So you need to know what makes your people tick. Do they want to break through walls? Are they do they like jokes? So you need to know that. Then your personal style, we already talked about that. And then you can create something like this. This is our own personal style template. It's where you add images that make you um, that make you recognizable for people, for your clients. And then it is basically everything that connects you with your people. So that can, okay, it's a little bit, but it's like get as many as these pictures as possible. You can also make an album in your phone and get a whole bunch of pictures out there that you can use again and again and again. Okay, stories and words. The more stories and articles you have, the easier it is, because every story has at least 20 different quotes. If you're good with ChatGPT, you can just get your entire story in ChatGPT, tell ChatGPT, I want you to do A, B, C, and then it gives you a whole bunch of quotes that you need to change and make it yours, and then you're done. Then all the stuff about your audience, your photos where you work with clients, where you meet clients, photos that they share, sent to you, um, your testimonials, all these things. So whenever you have a meeting with clients, get a photographer there, and so that that person makes as many photos as possible. Then all your offers, of course, including all the testimonials and the photos about the offers, the behind the scenes content, very important. So this is me creating new videos, by the way, for the real you. that in the meantime I'm not using. This is art, this is coaching stuff. And then you have your re-inspire list that lives at all the different places, but the more you have it bundled, the easier. Okay? Okay, now we go to the marketing pie. So the marketing pie is promote only where your clients are and you feel at home. For instance, MySpace is your website, your email list, your freebie, everything that you own. You pay for it, it's yours, they cannot touch it. Then there is the social media. It's all the stuff that changes again and again and again. Then everything that triggers SEO, even though social media triggers SEO as well, but very often when you have written a book or anything in Amazon, it will immediately get you to the first place. Then there is all the advertisement stuff, and then there is the real life marketing. So this is all the stuff. Now, what a lot of people do is they want it all. And then when there is a new tool, we all run towards the tool and spend 5 days trying out a tool where your clients are not there. It's completely fine if it's something that you do for yourself, but if it wears you out, don't do it. So you make a choice. So your choice could be I'm going to focus on MySpace, so my website, my email list, and my freebie. I only focus on my Facebook page and Instagram because I'm already overwhelmed and I know I can connect Instagram and my Facebook page, and I basically only need to post one thing and then remove some stuff, and then I'm done. And then you go for the podcast because you found out that your clients love listening to podcasts. So it's your podcast and getting on other people's podcasts. So then the marketing we just skip, and then there is the real life marketing. So that could be sisterhood support in the real you and referrals and word of mouth. So if you want referrals, you need to be upfront. It's like, hey, I want referrals. So that's an action. Okay. Okay. Now, example of the desire, the monthly, what do I want? So, what is your desire money? It is, I want 1,500 euros. And write for yourself what comes up for you. It's 1,500 euros because that's the amount that you can feel. Then what is your goal? It's I want to sell 15 book packages. What is the price? Well, it's 150, but I'm going to put it on sale for 100. Then, is it new or old or repurposed? It's old, but I want to attract a new audience. And there is a desire meditation in the first call, because that will help you. Otherwise, it only comes from here. Then, answer 2, what brand elements am I going to use? So it could be like, well, it's autumn. I choose the orange and gold because that feels like a great color for this. Then I'm going to use scenes like me writing the book, the testimonials, personal messages that people send me, the book cover and text examples. Now, who is it for? It's for parents who want to teach their kids how to have fun without their phones. What is the pain or lack that you acknowledge? Well, it's parents who really want screen-free kids, but they're glued to their phones themselves. So it's interesting. You can really play with that. Then what is the desire that you will fulfill? The desire is that at least they have tried, but it also takes away the pain of being a perfect parent. Are they aware or are they unaware of this issue? Well, they are very aware and they know that they need some help. So the more, go for aware first, right? Is it a cold or warm audience? Well, it's a mixture of cold and warm audience because you already know what they want, and so you know what to do. Then the break up in small steps to-do list. Connect. I'm going to show you how this works. So it's basically one huge list where you toggle, um, if you're working on it, if it's ready, or if you haven't started. And then you add it's done, it's not done, stuff like that. And I'll show you what that looks like in real life. But you need some sort of list. And if you're really good at Google, you can do this yourself. Then be the puppet master. Connect. This is where you add all the synopsis. Like this is going to be about this, it's about that, and that. And then you have this one gigantic calendar of stuff that you want to go out. And then it is sharing. And the sharing is very much, again, trial and error. And then, but more importantly, sharing is a two-way communication. It the moment where you only send and you don't react to other people, or you're not connecting to other people, it is it won't work. And remember that not every person will buy from you, but each person can refer clients to you. Okay, we're almost there. Now, what can be the result of the promote and sell process? Number one, you are unapologetically showing your wonderfully weird, authentic self. If you are being able to share your authentic self, it's like you're way ahead of many people, but also you're way ahead of yourself. It's very healing. Two, you are persistently moving forward and are growing while navigating and facing and dealing with obstacles. So no more consistency where you keep doing the same, even if it doesn't work. It's persistingly where you navigate what is working for you and what is not working. Then, because you focus on desire, the doors to abundance are always open. Then you are leveraging your unique brilliance and your differentness as the main source of your marketing and your offers. So um, instead of making your differentness an obstacle, it is now become your number one magic. It No one else can do the same. No one can do what you can do. Then you are never alone because you have this group of people that you connected around you. Then you experience step by step growth firmly rooted in self-love and self-care. And that is because instead of doing this, um, there is no more fear-based and hide and jump and seek and start and run and stop. It's slow. Then your marketing has become a way of self-expressing. So it's fun and light and connected to your source and an easy way to generate change and wealth. Then your eight, your selling has a light and loving energy. And it's simply part of what you do. If you're there, it's like it's everything is changed because if it becomes just um if it becomes an exchange of energy, everything is amazing. Now, then your growth will lead to money and clients. So the feast and famine is over because you've become a healthy tree with strong roots, growing deep in fertile soil and branches that are reaching for the sky. So that is the whole thingy. How are you doing? It's a lot, right? So to go back to the start, and I will show you the Google Sheets that we got. It is basically do everything for the entire, thank you, Victoria, for the entire month in one go. And because that will free you up for the rest of the month. Otherwise, it's like every day, oh my God, I still had to do something. And it's killing you. So if everything is out there and it's being sent out consistently, because that will happen when it's in the scheduler, you can still, when you have the spur of the moment, I have words to say, I want to share something, you can still send it out and just do it. Okay?